Welcome to the Charron Zone, and I'm going to do another quick podcast about fans and gaining more fans, and I'm probably going to do a million of these during my podcasting career. I'm working on a project that's hopefully going to help a lot of independent musicians, artists, singers, songwriters, people that are trying to climb the ladder and go from what I call the bars to the big stage. And here's something that just recently, it just dawned on me during one of my performances. So I started my career performing hundreds and hundreds of solo acoustic gigs on bar stools in bars. So in my opinion, that's the best way to if you're a singer-songwriter and want to be a recording artist. In my opinion, that's the best way to cut your teeth, gain experience, all that stuff. So I have, over the years, I've grown it to open for all these amazing national artists and perform for thousands and thousands of people at a time with my band, and it's fantastic. So I don't do too many solo acoustic gigs anymore, but I decided that I was going to go back for a week and do a week at Margaritaville, where one of the places that I started at in Key West, the original one. And I've always had the philosophy of one fan at a time. But let me be specific. So people might say that, it's one fan at a time and you have to build it and blah, blah, blah. But I'll just give you a specific kind of just tip or trick to gain one fan at a time. So at a lot of these gigs, right, you'll have maybe 50 or 75 people in the bar, and at different times, they'll be eating and people will be listening, but they'll also be eating and talking to each other, and you have to come to expect that and then kind of work the room. What I do is I will just play and kind of be background music, and people will clap and applaud and everything, and I'll say thank you, but just keep going. And then when it thins out and it's more of a bar crowd, but people can't, this is what happened anyway. People came up, there'd be a bunch of people at the bar, and people would come in and they would sit right in front of the stage at the tables, and they would be there just to listen to the music. So I would talk to those people in between songs and everything. And very, very simply, you can do this even if you live in Topeka, Kansas. You just simply, number one, you have to have cards. You have to have a business card or a postcard with your info on it, some cool pictures, some of your accomplishments, and your contact info, most importantly, your social media info. So the other night, excuse me, in Key West, back playing solo acoustic gigs, and what I would do is I would simply just ask people where they were from the stage, that were sitting in front of me, that were sitting at the first few tables or a couple tables back. Just ask them where they're from over the microphone. They tell you, and sometimes, you don't have any, what you want is just a connection. You just want to connect the dots and make a quick connection with them and move on. So sometimes you don't know anybody, if they're from Topeka, Kansas, you don't know anybody from there. So you're like, I hear it's nice there, whatever. A lot of times you'll know somebody from where they're from, and you might say a little bit about it. But then afterwards, or even during, just say, hey, come and grab my card and get me on social media. And to make a long story long, or hopefully short, I was talking to this one couple. They sat right in the front and listened to me, for half the night. They were super nice. I talked to them a little bit, and afterwards they added me on social media, and then they sent me a message and they said, hey, when you come, they were from Fort Myers, Florida. We're going to be in Fort Myers, probably performing in February. I told them that, and they sent me a message. Hey, we loved your set. Let us know when you're in Fort Myers. There's just one little simple, tiny thing that you can do. And I did that maybe 5 to 10 times a night, and I played there 6 nights. And if I gain one true fan, or if you gain one true fan, now this is playing at little bars, what I call barstool gigs, which can be very powerful, because what we want to do as musicians and as recording artists, singer-songwriters, is we want to connect with people. We want to connect with fans. We want to connect with people that might like our music and follow us, and and buy our music and come to our shows and support our careers. And this is a very simple way to do it. So don't, try not to ever think that like, oh, I'm never gonna gain fans at this kind of gig or this kind of club just because it's a bar, it's a this. Just reach out, make it very non-sales pitchy. Hey, jump on my social media, here's my card. And then a lot of them will. And like I said, a lot of them will send you a message and say that they appreciate what you do. And then a lot of them, I'm telling you, I'm very proud of the fact that I have many, many, many diehard fans that saw me for the first time at Margaritaville, at, Sloppy Joe's, at little tiny places in New England. And that's how I started and built the whole thing. So make it easy to connect with people. You want to have a business card or some kind of postcard or something to hand out so that it's really simple. They have your Facebook information. They have your Instagram information right there. So they bring it home and, they can take their time and look at it. So there's my tip to gaining fans one at a time. And do me a favor and make sure, please, 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 make sure you subscribe to the Charron Zone.